Right, so we're gonna shoot this vertical because I think it'll fix an audio issue. What I want to talk about is the imminence of God, of the universe, spirit source, whatever you want to call it. The imminence, the immediacy of it. I'm reminded of the fact that we are the universe unfolding. We're not separate from nature. I'm in a house right now. I see trees outside, and the fact that I'm using that rhetoric outside and inside is false. This house makes me feel like I'm inside, like there's a barrier between me and nature, and that's just been that way for my entire life, and I would imagine your entire life too. That you've been conditioned with a indoor mentality and an outdoor mentality, when really isn't the house technically outdoors, which means that the inside is also within the outdoors. So I just say that to say that we're not actually separate from nature. We're not actually separate. We're the unfolding of nature. We evolved with nature. I mean, if we're gonna go the evolution route, the Big Bang happened, everything got thrown out, and then for billions of years, on Earth, human life didn't exist. But then somehow we do exist. I'm leaving out a lot of details there. I'm, I'm not giving you a single detail about how any of this evolution stuff happened. I don't know. The point of the fact is that we're here, and there wasn't this external, just like, hey. There wasn't this external thing that just, plopped us here out of nowhere. We weren't just in the Earth just wasn't in the middle of space, and then we got plopped down here. It was an unfolding of nature. So when I say God is imminent, when I say the universe is imminent, it's because we are the universe. We are God. We are the unfolding of it all. And then I try to reconcile. So then I'll reconcile my human existence, my thoughts. I just even the fact of me saying that God is imminent is a concept, is an idea now. It's words. It's the air coming out of my mouth. Like that's all it is. But even to that level, that is God too. That is the universe too. Anything that I think, that I do, and I'm using I as this body. Anything that I say I do is also of God, of the universe. Because if the universe is what unfolded for me to get here now, then the consecutive things that are done through this body, mind, organism are also the flow of God as well. I'm hoping that's clicking, because I could say anything, any idea, thought. I'll even go as far as to say like any behavior, like let's take smoking for instance. Smoking itself is a neutral act. It is devoid of goodness or badness. There's just a projection of a idea that we place upon it. uh so with smoking, it's the unfoldment of what that mind body organism wants to do. And it does get a little tricky, because I'm not saying just go out and smoke, it's all good, it's all fine. Like, that's just what the body wants to do. There are some subtleties. We are living in a human existence, and follow, human tendencies. But just in my personal experience with smoking, the more that I deemed it as bad, as separate, as something that I don't want to do, that it's something that this mind body organism is just struck with and has to do, um, the more I just felt like trapped in it, the more psychic energy I was giving to it. But then once I allowed myself to see that, okay, that's just the unfoldment of this time right now in this localization of consciousness of the universe. That's just what's happening now. And it's not an end all be all. It's just not just because I'm doing something now doesn't mean it's going to happen in perpetuity forever. That's one of the biggest mistakes that I've made, is thinking that whatever's happening right now is going to be the case forever for the rest of my life. I have a bit of neck pain right now, and historically, whenever I would have a sort of bodily pain, I would project that into, well, that's just how the rest of my life is going to be now. I'm just going to have to live with this bodily pain. That's not true, because I've had bodily pains that I've thought that same way about, and looking back, I don't even remember what they were. I don't remember the stress that it caused me. I don't remember anything about it. So I don't know why what is happening now to me immediately. I don't know why that would be any different. And of course, it's just because that's just what I'm feeling now. I'm in the middle of it now, and it's not just a memory. But it's the idea that this too shall pass, and that is applicable for everything. This too shall pass is for what I deem good and what I deem bad, and it's about not being afraid that the good times are going to pass, and not being so stuck on the bad times that are present, that I'm experiencing, and saying that they're gonna be living forever, that they're gonna be happening in perpetuity. So yeah, God is imminent. Every cell of your body, every atom in the universe, when you really dive into it, it just becomes energy. And this is I hear this a lot with the spiritual and the quantum, like when they intermingle, talk about this energy. Once you go so far down into the scale, it becomes energy. um what is that energy, right? And there's a lot of like scientific theories, and if we're just going to paint it with a broad brush, I would say that that is God, that is consciousness. I think consciousness is a good word to fit into this framework. That out of this just ether, this raw material, this uniform raw material, and that's the curious thing. Out of this uniform raw material, the multiplicity comes about. Out of one singular consciousness, everything else comes into existence. And we think of consciousness as our being awake, and our perspective, but an atom has a consciousness, a molecule has a consciousness, a level of consciousness. And that's the way that the universe, that consciousness wanted to experience at that level, because that's the thing. I'll say that I am God, and I'll and to the ego that means that I am the creator of it all. But it's when the statement "I am God" is said, I don't think anybody really means that their ego is God. At the really root core of it, sometimes people may mean that, but like where it's coming from is the I, the witness behind it all, the one that is witnessing me speaking right now, that is seeing out there. The ego's like, well, I'm doing that. I'm taking in the information and doing this, but it's like that's happening on a phenomenal level. It's happening on the phenomenal. So what is witnessing that phenomenal? And then I'll say, well, my brain is doing this. Well, what's witnessing the brain doing that? Because so it basically goes farther and farther back. It's we're looking at the wizard behind the curtain, and that consciousness that is witnessing this mind body organism, this ego, doing this now is the same witness that is witnessing you, your you as an ego, as a mind body organism, and is the same consciousness witnessing the atom. So the analogy that is brought up, that I hear a lot, is the actor John Smith, I believe, and King Lear, where John Smith, the actor, is portraying the role of King Lear, but at no point does he think that he is King Lear. And that's kind of the thing, is we are the actors being played by one single actor. So we're the characters being played by one single actor. And the thing is we actually forgot that we are acting, that this is a play, that this is a role. So so to bring it back to God is imminent, that's kind of what I mean, is that at no point, at no level, is it not God? Is it not consciousness? So then, I'll throughout the day dip into uh, some problem that I may be having, but those are just thoughts, which are God anyway. And then it that brings into my awareness the whole idea of divine timing and everything happening exactly the way that it needs to at exactly the right time. So yeah, God is imminent. God is here right now in many different forms, in a multiplicity of different forms. That's a fun word, multiplicity. So yeah, I think that's where I'm going to wrap this up. So I hope you as an ego is having a good day. I hope you as a mind body organism are having a good day in this human experience. And if not, I hope it gets better, and I know that it will be through the grace of God, the grace of the universe, the benevolence of the universe, that will happen, which is you. So you are having yourself have a good day. Yeah, let's leave it at that, whatever that is. All right, peace and love.